When done on a scalable basis, potato production can be a very successful and lucrative venture where most of Zimbabwean farmers can take advantage of the varieties that are being availed by various organizations on the market. Today we are going to be looking at potato production, successful, lucrative, profitable, and even sustainable table production here in Zimbabwe. We are coming to you from Pricabe farm, the farm that is being owned by the First family, where they are undertaking a lot of cropping ventures. This and more on today's episode of Agribusiness in support of Vision 2030. Stay tuned. At this point in time, I'd like to welcome Mr. Nyangani Botoman, who is a manager at the potato section here at Pricabe Farm. Mr. Nyangani, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome, Waza.
Yes. In this discussion, I want us to start with the land preparation. I understand that potato production is very much different from any other cropping enterprises. With our potatoes, you do have to incorporate certain land preparation techniques and even machinery and equipment to ensure that you are putting everything in place. Potatoes are tubers, and as such, the land preparation has to be done properly to make it effective and efficient for germination, the takeoff of the potato plant. Looking at land preparation from the beginning up to the stages where you would say that it is now appropriate for us to establish our potatoes, what was it like?
Yes, Waza. Our land here is a 6-hectare block. We started in here by bringing in a chisel plow.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we had to irrigate to field capacity. Then we had to bring in a chisel plow. We cross-chiseled this land, and we are aiming a depth of between 45 and 60 centimeters.
Okay.
Thereafter, we had to bring in a rotahiller. Our rotahiller is like a bed maker. It actually is driven by a 155 horsepower tractor. Actually, it goes in breaking clods and making the beds.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, we came in and we to broadcast our gypsum and our fertilizer ready for planting.
Now, Mr. Botoman, looking at the working surface from the bottom up to the ridge, where you'd say this is a standard ridge. I understand that in potato production, there are also periods where you come back with re-ridging to earth up to ensure that production is done properly. Looking at your ridges, a standard ridge from the working surface to the top, how many centimeters were you targeting? As well as from one ridge to the next, how many centimeters the difference from one potato plant to the next in-row and inter-row spacing? What was it like here?
Waza, actually, here looking at our planting, it differs with the size of the tubers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. We planted a 350 count seed here.
Okay.
And our spacing was like 30 centimeters from one seed to another. We're targeting 37,000 plants per hectare.
Okay.
Yes. Our rows were like 90 centimeter rows.
Okay.
One row to the other, 90 centimeters.
And the working surface
and
from the bottom up to the ridge?
Actually, when we make our beds, we make a standard bed.
Okay.
But actually, it breaks up when we plant. Then after the plant is germinated, we come in with the re-ridging until we reach like 30-40 centimeters up.
What is the purpose or the essence of re-ridging? Because sometimes at times farmers want to cut corners and say, is it necessary for me to invest again, purchase diesel, hire another tractor to come and do the earthing up? What is the importance, the imperative role of having you as a farmer come back and earth up during production?
Whether that's the way the tubers will sit. If we've got no soil, then we've got no place for the tubers.
Okay.
And the tubers will end up being exposed to the sun. They will turn green, and that will be poisonous to consumption.
Okay.
Yeah, and there will not be big sizes as well.
Looking at the issue surrounding your fertilizer application, I know that during planting you spoke of broadcasting your gypsum. Looking at basal dressing, fertilizer has a direct relationship with the yield that you get. Looking at your basal dressing, what did you come with? At what rate per planting station or per given hectare? What kind of fertilizers did you use?
Waza, at planting, we came with 1,500 kgs of tobacco blend. That's 924-20, and 1,000 kgs of gypsum.
Okay.
Our top dressing was made of potassium nitrate, 400 kgs per hectare, and calcium nitrate at 400 kgs per hectare at different stages.
Okay.
Yes.
And also the chemicals that you came with during the early stages of germination, even if you have a good germination percentage, at times those that would have shoot up, that would have come to the surface, will have encounters with cutting and chewing pests, some that are sucking, that will eat into the germination percentage. Looking at your plant population, what sort of chemicals did you use to address the issues of cutting and chewing pests during the early stages of emergence?
Was at planting, we came in with imidacloprid. The name is Bandit, which actually we had to apply through the pivot, killing all the insects that were in the soil at 600 ml per hectare. We also had to apply blockade for nematodes at 7.5 liters per hectare. And we had Evito T as our fungicide at 600 ml per hectare.
Okay.
Then we had to bring in Fortis K again, that is Karat, at 200 ml per hectare.
What variety did you have here? And from establishment up to harvesting, we are harvesting now. How many days or months are we looking at?
Actually, here I've trusted Valo. Valo is drought resistant, is also not susceptible to pests and diseases. It took us 4 months from planting to harvest. That's 120 days.
Looking at your issue surrounding getting seed potato from reputable organizations, just as a case study with the organization that you have been working with, what are your sentiments? What have been your observations with regards to working with that organization?
Well, I can tell you, the guys who are actually supplying us seed, they are giving us correct seed, which is like generation 3, generation 4 from seed. And we are putting it back as table potato. We are getting 65, 75 tons per hectare. Average, I tell you, our biggest crop this year, we got 85 tons per hectare. So I trust these guys who are supplying us seed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bottoman, for joining us today. We're going to go on a short commercial break, viewers. We'll be right back with this and more in the second segment. Stay tuned. Thank you, Zimbabwe, for staying tuned to Agricultural New Directions Agribusiness in support of Vision 2030. Today, I am coming to you from Pricabe Farm, the farm that is being owned by the First family. Amongst a various range of enterprises, cropping and livestock, they've also invested in potato production, table potato production. And today, we are witnessing one of their many harvests. I would want to reiterate the fact that in as much as we are harvesting, they also have another crop already at a vegetative stage. But today, we want to focus on potato harvesting. I am joined by Mr. Bottoman. He is the manager here at the potato section when it comes to production here at Pricabe Farm. Now, if you also encourage you to be a part of these conversations, feel free to get in touch with the producer, Wadzanai Manyore, so 0772807506. Alternatively, you can like our Facebook page, Agribusiness with Wadzanai. Make a follow-up on this episode and more, and leave your comments and suggestions. They are most welcome to us. Our YouTube channel is Agribusiness with Wadzanai. We are also now available on X, formerly known as Twitter, and our handle there is at Agribusiness110. On LinkedIn, we have a growing, thriving community, and our profile there is at Wadzanai Manyore. Now, earlier on from the break, Mr. Bottoman here was giving us confidence in the type of supplier, the organization that he is working with. They are providing them with the seed variety called Vala, and he is saying that at one point per hectare, they even got up to 85 tons, which is quite profitable and sustainable for our local Zimbabwean farmers who might want to invest in potato production. Mr. Bottoman, we are here in the second segment. Welcome back.
Welcome, Wadza.
Now, looking at harvesting, before I get into the actual activities, we have a group, a team of people who are helping in harvesting. Before we go into that, I want us to look at one station, one potato that you would have put into the soil as a Vala seed from your reputable source. How many tubers is it giving you?
Wadza, on one plant, I expect an average of about 18 tubers. We might get 14, 12, and other plants can give us to 24, 28. But I would tell you 18 tubers is good for me.
Yes. Now, looking at the team that we have behind us, what sort of activities are they doing? I understand that from the soil, after the tractor comes with the roller, the potatoes are exposed to the surface. What sort of activities are they doing? And looking at the measurements, what are you expecting your potato packaging to be like in terms of kilograms?
Wadza, our packaging is according to customer specs. Our customer in Bulawayo, they take 10 kg pockets, and Mbari takes 15 kg pockets. So we pack according to the customer specs.
Yes.
According to what you want.
Okay.
Then we pack for you.
Okay.
Even if you want 5 kgs, we pack for you. But actually, our labor here, they pick and grade and pack. They pack in each grade in each own pocket.
Okay.
Smalls in each pocket, small, mediums, and large.
Oh, okay. Those are the grades that you have.
Yes.
Okay.
In the
And
charts.
also, when it comes to, okay, before you go into the charts, understand that at times when you are harvesting, there are some potatoes that will come with a bit of bruises and cutting. I know that when it comes to this one particularly, you are mainly focused on satisfying your markets, which is why you are still in business. You are doing what the market is expecting of you. With regards to those that are cut with the bruises and also the charts, let's talk about it.
The charts are packed separately. There are some other guys who take them and supply them to hotels, and they are sold as jacket potatoes.
Okay.
And the cards, we pick them separately as well, and we sell them as cards at a lower price.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
When it comes to the market as a farm manager, what type of market are you looking for, and who do you cater for? Individuals, organizations? What is like your market comprising of?
Here we welcome everyone. Everyone is a customer. You see, one person buying a small pocket or a one pocket actually pays a little bit higher price than someone who is buying in bulk.
Okay.
Actually, that will make us our average price go up slightly, because someone is buying in bulk doesn't get the same price with someone who is buying one pocket.
Yes.
So actually, everyone is a customer here. Is welcome.
With regards to irrigation, as you were headed towards maturity, towards senescence, when did you decide to cut off irrigation?
Was that this crop it died on its own. It was actually overdue for lifting. So it was dead, and actually when it died, we were lifting on other field.
Oh, okay.
Then 6 days before we came in for lifting, went to cut off water, so that it won't be too wet for the machine to work.
With regards to nematode control, as a farm that is very much into potato production, what sort of chemicals are you making use of to ensure that you remain in business with profits and producing tubers that are desirable to the market?
We're coming in here with the blockade, that's Oxamil, at 7.5 liters per hectare in planting. Then we bring in as a foliar spray every 30 days at 4.7 liters per hectare.
Okay. As we close this segment, Mr. Bottoman, with regards to labor, kuti munhu anenge ashanda panapa anzi agwaza, munhu iye anenge anga achiitei, uye mapockets anenge aitawo manga, ndizvo zvamunotarisa kuti muti uyu munhu apedza mugwazo wake wanhasi?
Pano hatipe munhu mugwazo wokunhonga magwiri.
Okay.
Isusu tinoti munhu anonhonga mapockets aanoda. Munhu anobhadhura papocket rimwe chete raanenge ashandira.
Okay.
Saka iwewe wakanhonga mapockets ako akawanda, zvinova kuti mari yako yawanda kupinda muhomwe mako. Wakanhonga mashoma hauna mari.
Inspection yenyu yakazomira sei pakuti muti aya mapockets anga achinhongwa nawadzana aya anga achigona here zvama muchida pasorting? Munozozvimusikidza sei? Ndoziva kuti munenge makuzokanda futi mutrailer yetractor kuti munyatsoti aiwa ava vanoita patinenge taakuchera ekuplot rakati mudzoke, munhu iyeye anga achiita sei kuti muti this one is a good potato picker?
Muno tina furumani anoshanda ari muno mune vanhu vake mazuva ese, nemunhu anenge achinyora mapockets kuti munhu ashandira mangani, kuti wadza nhasi anhonga mapockets 200. Saka pavanenge vachiuya achizonyora mapockets ako, furumani anoinspecta mapockets ako kuti agradwe zvakanaka here, akazara here, asati alodwa patractor.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Bottoman. I said that you are a busy person, but you took your time off of your busy schedule to come to your potato field with us today. It was a pleasure having you with us on this program.
Thank you very much, Wadza. You are welcome next time.
Vanochimhanya iwe nditoroka mafoto. Final segment ndiwe. Ndiclose. Okay. And Atotika, thank you so much. Oh. On that note, viewers, we've come to the end of the second segment. We're going to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back with and more. On that note, viewers, we've come to the end of the second segment. We're going to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back with this and more in the third and final segment. Stay tuned. Thank you, farmers and aspiring potato farmers in Zimbabwe. Today we are coming to you from Pricabe Farm, a farm that is being owned by the First family, where they are undertaking various cropping ventures, including potato production. Now, in this episode, I am joined by Wendima Tashumadzura, assistant agronomist, who is head of head agronomy seed co here in Africa. Wendy, I would like to thank you so much for taking your time. I know you have a very tight and busy schedule. Very soon you are going to be traveling again abroad. You are often in Tanzania, Kenya, Kenya, Malawi, Zambia, working with various farmers, commercial farmers, and those who are looking to transition from subsistence into commercial. Now, looking at potato production, Wendy, in regards to yield maximization, what is the level of investment looking at seed rate per hectare?
Thank you so much, Wadza, once again for this opportunity to just come and share with our farmers on increasing productivity. You find that there are a lot of misconceptions with potatoes when it comes to the seeding rate, the seed size at planting, where you find that there are farmers who think that they can use the smallest size potato. Have you ever seen a potato sized this, like this, a very small potato?
Tiny.
So these small tiny potatoes are usually said to be the seed potatoes.
Yes.
Which is the first misconception that exists. Because the moment you establish that very small tuber, then in terms of the hounds that you're going to get, the shoots that are going to come out, they are going to be limited in terms of number.
Because there's no surface area.
Exactly. One, there's no surface area. Two, the tuber is too small. So in terms of its ability to sustain a lot of hounds, it doesn't have, because that tuber is supposed to be the kitchen that is going to feed these hounds until they are able to then come out of the ground and sustain themselves. So you are shooting yourself in the foot if you're starting with a super small tuber. If anything, you need to start with a medium size, too large size tuber as seed. So this is the first misconception. And then we go to the fact that even at the seed rate, you find that the farmers think the wider spacing, the better. But
the
with
wider
potatoes,
the space, the more the tubers are going to develop.
They are going to develop. We had a wave where our farmers were putting even potatoes in sacks. There are a lot of misconceptions and theories that exist with potato production. But today we want to set the record straight, where we are saying when they are looking at the seed rate, we said we need medium to large sized tubers, because that tuber is going to sustain that haulm until it comes out. And then we come away from that to the seed rate, where we are saying that the seed rate should be an average of about 80 to 100 pockets. If anything, now at commercial production, farmers are going for 130 kg pockets of seed to establish 1 hectare, which is to say that if you miss it at that, then you will find yourself wanting. So it's very, very important to get the seed rate right. Then the next thing comes to the issue of nutrition management, where potatoes are slightly sensitive. They are more sensitive than other crops that are going to be established. Have you ever seen those tubers of potatoes that appear as if they have they have some eczema, some rash on their skin? So that makes the potato unattractive on the market. You won't be able to sell that potato with those defects.
One wants it.
No one wants it. The housewife, will not be able to even buy that type of potato. So you run a loss. You run the risk of downgrading that potato to a standard grade and then selling it at a cheaper price.
Okay.
So we are saying, if you are establishing potatoes, when you need to apply lime, apply at least 3 months in advance before planting, and it gets to be activated so that by the time you plant your potato, it doesn't run the risk of potato scab. The other encouragement that we want to move in, now we are moving into the agronomics. At planting, the fertilizer requirement. It is not correct to assume that because you have left over compound D or cereal blend from your cereal crop from last season, you can then take it and put it in your potato crop, because the requirements are different. Even the mechanization in which that basal fertilizer is made is different. So you find that with the cereal blend, with your compound D, the amount of muriate of potash, the muriate of potash is the source of potash used. So it has a lot of chlorine. So it is not recommended, particularly for solanaceous crops like your potato, your tomato, which is why we are saying for potato, you need your compound C, your potato blend, your seed fertilizer. Even tobacco fertilizer will work. Mind you, potato and tobacco
They're in the same
are
family.
in the same family. So they will definitely use that same basal fertilizer if applied appropriately and at the right time. And then we move now to you having an understanding of the problematic insect pests in your crop, where you find that potato is susceptible to nematodes. Nematodes are a nuisance. Your crop will just wilt and dry off as if you have poured hot water on it. So you need to apply a nematicide with potato. No shortcuts. You don't want to be found wanting. So there are a lot of options. I know the manager here shared at great lengths some of the options of products that are available on the market. And then you move on to the top dressing stage, where some farmers might be tempted to apply a lot of nitrogenous fertilizer.
Exactly.
Where they
but before you go on to that, Wendy,
Yes,
it
yes.
is actually speaking to the issue surrounding quality as well as shelf life.
Oh, yes, yes.
Because as a farmer, at times when you do your harvesting, it is not every day whereby immediately after harvesting you are met with the market, you are met with a favorable price. At times you would rather have your potatoes in a shed awaiting a favorable market price.
True.
Now, looking at issues surrounding shelf life, I know that the shelf life has a direct relationship with the amount of fertilizers that are being used or the type of fertilizers that has been used.
Indeed.
Let's go into quality of the potato, protecting the shelf life of the potato, protecting or curbing or mitigating the risks that come with during harvesting because of abnormal use or getting carried away with wanting huge potatoes and yet compromising on the quality, quantity, or even taste, the taste of the potatoes.
Indeed. So you find that if you fail to manage the nutrition, the quality will also be compromised. Where the nitrogenous fertilizer that we were referring to, it tends to promote luxurious vegetative growth at the expense of reproduction, whereby you see that the potato sitting on the ridge, it will have a lot of lush green color, and then it will be thick in terms of the stalks, in terms of the leaves, the leaves, they'll be looking so luxurious and big. But then the economic yield of potato is not in the leaf or the stem, it's in the tuber, which is underground. So at a certain stage, even from the application of top dressing, you should not get carried away with your nitrogenous fertilizer, whereby you are promoting vegetative growth at the expense of reproduction, where now some potato farmers have opted for potassium nitrate, sulfate of potash, calcium nitrate, fertilizers that mitigate the direct effect of the nitrogenous fertilizer on quality. Because if you put too much nitrogenous fertilizer, it will become soggy, spongy, the potato won't be of good quality, it won't be firm. In terms of the shelf life, you won't even keep it for long. After a few days, it starts turning, it starts greening, it starts even changing in terms of color or rotting. So it's not recommended for us to apply or over apply some types of fertilizers over others. If anything, when the potato starts flowering, you should shift gears. If anything, even before it starts flowering, shift gears to calcium nitrate, to potassium nitrate, to boosters, fertilizers that have a lot of potash, because potassium is going to initiate the whole process of reproduction, allowing your potato to then say, now I'm in reproductive mood, I need to produce favorable, sizable fruits that are going to be sustainable and of top quality for our farmers.
In a snippet, Wendy, those potatoes within a bag, at times you come across one or two that are greenish in color. What would have happened? That is poor quality and speak to poor management in agronomic practices. In a snippet.
Thank you so much, Wadza. So the greening has several effects. That could be the effect of the sun. If you export the tuber to the sun, it starts greening. So you want to make sure that the ridges are well covered. Some farmers will come in 2 or 3 times to ridge. Some have potato ridges like this Pricabe farm. It's well resourced with mechanization. So that is also recommended.
They often come with getting up at any given point.
Yes, yes, yes. And another thing is that sometimes you think your potato is matured when it's actually a disease like late blight, which can come in a bit later. So you then think the drying and the senescence has arrived, and then you harvest those potatoes. If you sell them, you won't get customers again because they'll start rotting within a few days. So it's very important for us to marry senescence maturity with the days to maturity of the crop and the management employed, as we are seeing here at Pricabe Farm.
It was a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you, Wadza. Keep doing the lovely work and keep pushing our farmers to be the best versions of themselves.
There you heard it, viewers. Today I'm coming to you from Pricabe Farm, the farm that is being owned by the First family, where they are undertaking agriculture as a business. You would see the level of investment, dedication, and passion that they've put in to ensure that as a family, as a country, we are making it with issues surrounding food security, livelihood sustenance, and even the betterment of our gross domestic product as a country. From me, your host was Zanai Manyora. I'm also on Instagram. It's at Wadzi110. And the crew behind the scenes. Have yourselves a fabulous evening. Thank you for watching.